5 seconds remaining. Newbee's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. NewBee's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. NewBee's turn to ban. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. NewBee's turn to pick. OG's turn to pick.
Sack.
NewBee's turn to pick.
Lion.
OG's turn to ban.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Epicenter XL Games. We are here on the second channel, ready to begin in our day with OG versus Newbee. I'm Killer Pigeon, and guess what? He's a little bit heartbroken today, but he's right next to me here. B-Cop is joining. You right there, buddy?
No, my existence has been shattered 5 minutes ago, and I don't know if I can continue. I don't know if I want to continue this whole game.
I mean, I wouldn't want to continue it too when you see a line and a Slardar coming out at the start. You know you're in a lot of trouble in these lanes.
I actually like that combination of Slardar line. You got 2 stuns ready to go. You've also got the X, and then, you know, you get level 6. You've got minus armor as well as the burst damage. It's a good combination in terms of a 4-5 for OG, and then for the other side for Newbee, picking up with Shrek and Abaddon, so possibly showing both 2 of their cores at the moment.
Yeah, Abaddon is really, really nice in that offlane role. He just kind of fills a similar role to Underlord, the utility you slot up, but at the same time, you have the flexibility to build something like Radiance, because it's similar to what we see Wraith Kings do. They build the Radiance and the Blade Mail, because people don't want to kill them. Abaddon's the same thing. You can't focus him first, he'll just use Borrowed Time. And that means that when Newbee want to just spread out on the map, they can bait with Abaddon, and OG always need vision of someone else before they're comfortable to go for that kill.
Yeah. So he's also got the Dispel. So, you know, against this OG team, at least right now with the Slardar, it's going to work quite well.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Slardar is we're back I mean, we never really left it, but it just feels like even more so with each passing patch, Roche is even more important, right?
Yeah, especially with the change to Medallion coming out. You do also want that corrosive haze, and you're going to try and take Roche as quickly as you can. We've seen teams struggle to take Roche, and those fights kind of go really poorly for them.
It's also the fact that the changes to sprint make Slardar so efficient around that Roche bit.
Yeah, for sure, and especially when he gets that Blink Dagger, you know, he's moving at such a pace, and then having that Blink Dagger with the Slither and Crush, it's... you know, when he hits that level 4 on the sprint, it could be devastating, depending on your positioning.
I've got an idea for a counter to Morphling if he ever gets a little bit too much, right? What if we just give him a trail of water behind him, just have a Slardar always chase him? Sliver on through, man. You'll never get away from him.
What it should be is if Morphling hits level 25, he has the ability to just instantly transmission throughout all water sources.
Teleportation for water.
Yeah, like he hits one side of the river, and all of a sudden he's on the opposite side of the river immediately.
Could you imagine they got really way too detailed with this game? Like, Kunku's torrent is there, Morphling can teleport to it,
That
right?
would be amazing, actually. Alchemist, wow. Actually, not a huge... Just we don't see it that often, but it's not a huge surprise coming from OG. Like, if this hero is going to get picked, it's going to be by OG.
Yeah, absolutely. Most teams seem to have moved away from it. We had this disgusting time in Dota where Alchemist was more or less seen in every game. It's situationally quite nice, but I do like this Rubik pickup straight away by Newbee. There's a lot of good stunts to steal so far. You've got the Earth Spike, you've got the Slithering Crush, even the Concoction's pretty handy.
Yeah, and you have a lot of options here. Even getting the Corrosive Haze or the Hex, one of those things, or the Finger of Death. Anything that you can get your hands on at the moment from this Rubik, or for this Rubik, is quite nice. I think he's got a lot of options, and I think that could turn a fight.
Absolutely. And ban-wise, we did see a big focus on the mid lane with the most recent bans. You've got the Dragon Knight Lina, as well as the Outward Devourer and the Razor. So both teams just really excluding those usual choices. So I think the Alchemist fit it even more because of that. If you still see the Lina or the Outward Devourer in the pick, you don't want to do this.
Yeah, they've banned the Lina, the Dragon Knight. Look, they could go to this Leshrac mid. I think they're more inclined to go with this Leshrac mid, considering the fact that Rubik's been picked up. So we'll have to see. The Rubik could be in the 4, Leshrac could be in the 5, but I highly doubt that. Usually we've been seeing the Leshrac in the mid role, especially with Newbee recently.
Absolutely. And next pick, Lone Druid. Interesting. So OG, they've been, I think out of the teams, they've probably been the one playing this the most. No Tail.
Yeah, No Tail's been on this Lone Druid. What they've been trying to do with the Lone Druid is give it time. Basically, you want 4 heroes that can fight through the mid game, making sure they give enough space to Lone Druid. With Alchemist, you're going to get that quick gold. You're going to get that big boost in terms of net worth. You're going to have 4 heroes that can fight. You've got stuns to work with. You'll have damage, hopefully. I think this Alchemist is going to be mid for them, and Lone Druid in the safe lane.
This is what we call flexi lanes, right?
Yeah.
When you look at it right now, Newbee a little bit more locked in. The Abaddon should be in the off lane. Lifestealer, we sometimes see it mid, but I expect them to run it safe lane. And I think the biggest concern Newbee's been having at the moment is Mugi usually has to sacrifice himself, right? And he suffers a lot. And the problem at the moment is a lot of teams have started to identify this, and they really focus him out. Now, Lifestealer's not too bad to escape that, but the concern is when you look at the heroes that OG have, they've got enough lockdown to just kill them off constantly.
Yeah, if you don't have Rage with this Lifestealer at the moment, I think you are in a lot of trouble with the stun, the Hex from Lion, as well as the stun from the Slardar. Like, there's so much there to make sure this Lifestealer doesn't have a good time. And if that's Mugi, it could be a big problem.
Interesting to see the Ember Spirit banned again. I don't think we've actually seen him picked at all. Not in our games, at least, most definitely.
Yeah, for us, we've just seen him banned, and we're yet to see what everybody's all crazy about here.
I kind of miss the hero. I love playing this hero. It's a big-time playmaker, right? And the Shadow Fiend does come out from Newbee, so something pretty familiar, pretty comfortable for SCCC.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend over mid. That puts Leshrac in the 5, which I didn't expect to have happen, but you know, it's that flexible draft that they've got going on, and now they've got the Shadow Fiend over mid, the Lifestealer safe lane, Darkseer picked up in the off lane. So we'll see how this works out. As I kind of like it. I don't know if it's fighting potential early, like I thought it would be, But obviously with the Alchemist, you're going to have that gold, and you might be able to fight regardless.
It's not just that, actually. It's the fact that with the Darkseer, Slardar, so you just harass out Slithering Crush, you always get good value.
Yeah.
You really look for this combo now, not just can I farm well in the lane. Is there a support that is going to get up in people's faces very effectively and utilize those shells early on? And Slardar is a very good one for that.
Yeah, you see it's something similar to, say, a Spirit Breaker, where he can stay in your face and kind of use that Ion Shell to get that extra damage, maybe run at you, throw a stun, and with the Ion Shell, you're hitting, not only hitting away, but you've got the Ion Shell damage with you.
Well, those are our drafts, and we are ready to get on the way with game 1, but it is a best of 3. We'll have to see how this goes, but whose lineup do you like more right now?
Personally, I like newbies. I know they've been struggling a little bit, though. OG, we'll have to see how the Alchemist works for them, because they've been successful with the Lone Druid, and we'll see if Mad on this Alchemist is able to really buy that time that they're really looking for No-Tail. We'll see if Jarex is the playmaker we've been touting him around as recently.
I mean, he's a pretty big playmaker. He just managed to freeze everyone on the entire map for 10 seconds.
Yeah, and we've been just seeing him make these outrageous plays, especially on the Earth Spirit. It's been just beautiful.
Earthshake, especially, actually, for Jarex, is pretty ridiculous.
Earthshaker and Earth Spirit, he's been killing the game.
And then, of course, even if they ban out those heroes, he gets the task. The problem with Jarex is he has those
Such
flexible picks.
Wide hero pool that he can be, even if you ban out 3 of his heroes, he's got another one ready. And if you're banning out 3 Jarex heroes, you're leaving their draft open for OG.
And speaking of Jarex, he may be in a little bit of trouble in a moment as Newbee is smoked up and they are wrapping around the back here. Darkseer is nearby, but he doesn't want to have to level that surge. They will run straight into him. Jarex backing up though. It's Spidey instinct, dude. He's like, something's not right here. They've all not shown at all, so nice.
Still, though, even though they dodge that there, that's a really nice aggressive ward. Great vision for them in this offlane, especially with the Darkseer, who might be using the Ion Shell to push the wave or get the last hits in the creep wave, but going back to the jungle to farm.
Absolutely. And bot lane, well, there's the spike coming out to KP. Can they go for the blocks here with the bear? I don't think they're interested. I thought they might try for it, but they just want to skew those bounties. So in the end, OG, Newbee, they get 2 apiece.
Yeah, nothing ends up happening. There was 4 heroes or 5 heroes that came over towards the offlane of the Radiant side, and nothing ends up happening. I'm surprised.
Actually, the nicest thing is that Newbee didn't get spotted out in that smoke rotation at the beginning, so they won't even expect the ward here in the mid lane. And actually, OG didn't get one down themselves. This is really crucial for the Shadow Fiend, just to be able to go for those last hits without Alchemist seeing.
Yeah, especially to be able to have that vision, maybe land a nice raise every now and then, but split earth happening over towards the top. You've got S4 here using the Ion Shell just to farm. And then, of course, now Jarex trying to pull that creep wave. But I'm interested to see how this Alchemist does. Shadow Fiend very strong in the mid lane. We don't see Alchemist as much over mid. He should be fine when he hits level 6, but earlier than that, he might be a little bit susceptible to, I'd say, a gank or 2.
I mean, this is what we're talking about. When you get the Ion Shell out, you can already see Faith is going to take a lot of damage as a result of this. The only reason Jarex got hurt so much is because the creep wave, he was intercepting it, right? So he got caught in the middle of it. But if they keep playing that right, it's going to be pretty hard for the Lifestealer to just farm.
Continuing to just pull this creep wave and have the Ion Shell on the creeps. Just you're doing so much damage, able to pull it successfully, continuously, because you've got the Ion Shell.
Absolutely. And this is kind of the awkward part, is Faith, he won't be able to find a kill easily here, because you're relying on the open wounds follow-up, and you're up against a Darkseer who has Surge. So don't expect him to die up here unless they rotate another hero. Especially if Jarex just keeps hanging around in that Slardar.
Yeah, so we're getting a nice amount of farm early on, and he's just showing what that Ion Shell can do, what that pressure can do, especially with him and the Slardar with Jarex.
Now, I think the big concern at the moment is that SCCC is actually getting a lot of last hits in the mid lane for the start here. And look at those raises, a lot of damage done, but Alchemist, he does at least have the bottle. So I think this is, SCCC is really happy. This is a really good start for him up against an Alchemist. You don't expect it to be this easy, shall we say? He's not feeling very pressured.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this lane's that hard for the Shadow Fiend right now.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's much pressure that's coming out from Mad, and SCCC, He's got raises to work with, and you land a couple of raises, all of a sudden Alchemist doesn't feel as confident in that lane.
Well, there's not really much he can do to harass out the Shadow Fiend, right?
Yeah.
So once you've got 2 points in the Shadow Raise, as a melee, you need some sort of rebuttal, some way of getting for the last hits and not having to worry. And here's the thing, a Dragon Knight, if he has to walk forward and jump straight on you, he can just keep clubbing you, but he's regenning so he can stand there. You're not really that tanky as an Alchemist, so the whole advantage of he can't raise me doesn't come into your thought process.
Yeah, and even with the acid spray down, like SCCC doesn't have to be in that, so he's just free to last hit, and he's doing quite a good job at 13 and 9. Alchemist 12 and 11, or 12 and 1, so he's staying relatively close, but he's again also that Alchemist, so getting an extra gold.
I mean, the harassment back and forth in this lane, Fly and Kaka are really just stopping either team from getting anything here. But the problem is, it's a Abaddon. And no matter how much you try and harass them out, you're seeing the effect the Aphotic Shields are having.
Well, that's why Fly, I believe, went to the mana drain, because he's wanting to take away as much mana as possible from KP. Make sure that he can't have that Aphotic Shield constantly, so they maybe can go in a little bit later. Absolutely.
I think the biggest concern, though, is that S4's getting a lot more out of his lane than actually his counterpart, KP is. And this isn't likely to change. We've said about once you get the surge, it's actually almost impossible to get this kill without more help. And as a result, you just kind of let Darkseer farm.
On top of all that, S4 is staying relatively close to Mugi, too. And it's just, when you've got that and No Tail doing well, as well as the Alchemist, who doesn't have to do amazingly well, he can just rely on that extra Grievous Greed gold, so...
Absolutely. And in fact, he's just making a little bit of space for Jarek to get some levels. This is kind of the catch, is if you can't find kills as a Slardar support, then you start to really fall behind. This as a support, is a very, very powerful hero.
Yeah, and I think they want him to be 6 and farm as much as they can. They are looking to be relatively aggressive come the mid-game. They're opening up for No Tail. They're going to use Alchemist Gold and ability to farm to really try and leave the map open for, say, Jarex, like they are over mid. They want him level 6. They want him with a Blink Dagger. And
he's got his Tranks, actually, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You should be able to gank a little bit now. So far, no First Blood coming out, but the Tranks is a nice point for a Slardar. The extra movement speed with the sprint should allow you to close the distance, because if a person has to turn around to hit you, then you're more or less close enough to just crush. Mid lane, they're actually going on the SCCC here, chasing down right now. Jarex wants to get the stun, he'll make it. Now he needs to get in his place with the body blocks. The stun through from Fly will hit, and SCCC, well, Fabe's trying to help him. His Blurf doesn't land on anyone, but have they got enough damage here? The raise comes out, but it's not going to be enough to scare him away. Slivering Crush, SCCC, he'll be fine, because Kaka's arrived as well. Fabe chasing through, Fly, nice double stun to make sure they can get away. And, I mean, this is the thing. That's a Shadow Fiend. It's not exactly a super tanky hero, and you saw how long it took them to try and kill him.
yeah, he's a couple levels ahead. Mad is only level 4, while SCCC is level 6. And surprisingly enough, those rotations came out from both the Leshrac and the Rubik. Obviously, they don't need the Leshrac over towards top, but Kaka is going to try to trade with Jarex. At the moment the telekinesis comes out, Jarex ready to continue on forward. They've got Faith ready to go, and the Split Earth does land, so Jarex unable to get into the face of Kaka, land another Slither and Crush, and possibly get that kill.
It's kind of done in a stalemate. Neither team wants to give up that first blood, and it's so important that Faith was sitting alongside Kaka there, because of course you had Slardar with the Iron Shell. That would have been a first blood otherwise, especially with Sprint coming off cooldown.
Yeah, so Leshrac unneeded over towards top anymore. Lifestealer is going to be relatively safe. Mugi, he's level 6. He's got Infest just in case. He's got so much farm under his belt. I don't think he's really in much trouble. He could just rage away even if his Slither and Crush comes out. I just don't think they have the damage to kill him at the moment.
Absolutely. He's a 1400 HP. There's no real way you're going to get through him anytime soon. So your best hope is just farm 1 or 2 items on the Darkseer, then maybe start rotating another. And just keep in mind that KP is not farming great. So the advantage is that S4 is in a much better place right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. So they are going straight to that Radiance on the Alchemist, which is...
It's pretty typical.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, you're not going to contest this Shadow Fiend at all. And, I mean, SCCC, he's having a fantastic time. And I think it's more important they shut him down than the Lifestealer right now. And they're pinging. I mean, this is their jungle. Fly, stunning through. Needs to be careful. That free heroes. Telekinesis, lift and fly. Hex is up, trying to run Jerax. Can he get the stun? He's looking for it. No, he can't get it off, and the first blood will go. And now, there's this Slithering Crush. SCCC ready to fight, and Mad does not want to. The raises, he's going to die off as well. The final hit should follow. No Tailors even came over. They're trying to find a kill on the SCC, but Jerax, he can't even get close. The root comes out, and SCCC's having a fantastic time. This is near their base, and they just can't force him away. Kaka being chased onto here.
Just need one root, but No-Tail's not going to grab that. SCCC still here, and if he could land a raise or two, they'd get a couple more kills as they'll drop Jerax. No-Tail still around, gets the root on SCCC. This is still in their jungle so far, and Fly finally lands the stun, and No-Tail will take advantage and grab that kill. But that took so much for them to get anything.
They were living on a prayer, basically. You saw it. As soon as No-Tail came, I was like, please root, just please root. Because they were getting kited fantastically by Newbee. And despite the fact you do give a kill away, but all that you got there and the amount of attention you drew, Newbee will be happy.
Yeah, Mugi continuing to farm a bunch of just deep vision that helped them out. Like, obviously got dewarded now, but that vision was so crucial to taking that fight. Knowing where everybody was for OG, getting Mad before he hit level 6, just to shut him down a little bit more, and being only up less than 1,000 net worth against an Alchemist lineup is always, you're in a good spot if you know it's that close.
Absolutely, and they're doing the right thing right now. They're just piling the pressure on in the mid, because they know Alk isn't ready to do anything about this.
And he won't be for a while. His farm is not as amazing as you'd like to expect from an Alchemist this early. He didn't stick to the mid lane, and I would like to see him get this Radiance a little bit faster, be more towards the top of the network.
Speaking of the mid lane, Newbee, they're lurking around here. Jerax is on guard, and that Chemical Rage is going to run out soon. They want to make a move. Mad gets lift back by the Telekinesis, but Kaka needs to run. Jerax, he can't get across in time for the crush. It finally comes out. There's a lot of damage done to him. He needs to retreat. They will find the kill. And the root coming out to Faith. He's going to follow suit as both supports on the side of Newbee do get dropped in the mid lane.
Yeah, very important rotations coming through. They've got No-Tail to come around and help get that root, as well as S4. They all made their way over there to make sure their Alchemist could survive, because I think their Alchemist is a big part of their game plan at the moment. They need to have him farm successfully to open it up for No-Tail.
I mean, this is... We've talked about this in the past. This is a big thing at the moment, is tanking one of your lanes so another can come forward. And No-Tail's still doing pretty well, but he's coming across the mid. He's sacrificing potential farm to make sure that the Alchemist doesn't fall out of this game.
Yeah, but he did get a couple of kills there, which was quite nice. So it doesn't... Maybe it's not worth it if...
No roots. Oh, KP. Just playing around with No-Tail. These guys, they love their back and forth banner.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe it's not worth it if he was able to get uncontested farm, but you come on over, you save your Alchemist, and you get a little bit of farm by those 2 kills, it's perfectly fine.
Absolutely, and, well, no roots, they start to come out. KP is up to level 6.
Jerax getting quite low, as well as this Lion, and just, in a little bit of trouble.
It's the power of Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. You land a couple of raises, you get a couple of lasts, especially with 36 souls at the moment. It's just ripping through these supports.
I mean, they're going to take this tower now. There's no real way they're going to stop them doing this on the side of OG. They'll glyph, but I'm not sure if you can get in here. Faith does miss the stun, but Fly's a little bit paranoid. Pretty low on HP, but the pings come out. Jerax chasing through, wants to get the Slithering Crush, does land on the Faith, but now they need to follow up. There's the Earth Spike, and Mad trying to go to work. There's the lift to control him. They use the finger. But once again, a lot is thrown to get that kill. It's worth it because you do not lose the tower, though. And that's the important part. Yeah,
you need Mad to be able to farm, and you lose that mid-tier 1, and that's going to become a problem. They sent No-Tail over. They had a couple of supports there. The supports aren't what matters. It matters is if No-Tail's farming or not, and he's doing still relatively good job overall, so...
Well, here's the thing. Mugi almost has that Sacred Relic now. They might want to start paying attention and look for a kill here. If they can shut him down at this point, they'll be very, very happy.
No-Tail coming over towards KP, looking, of course, for those roots. But, yeah, Jerax will follow up. Not worth the Slithering Crush, and there's no reason to go after him if they can't get the kill. And
they're actually going after Alchemist instead in the jungle as they find the kill. And they're just rotating SCCC perfectly here. They've more or less dominated the mid lane, right? So OG's solution was to bring everyone to the mid lane. Why not bring the Shadow Fiend to them? And they're looking to do it right now. They do find the bear. Remember, that's 300 gold. The root's coming out. You actually want to get that kill. Telekinesis lift, and the bear should die.
Yeah, 300 gold for SCCC. That's perfect. That's a great bounty for him. Pushing him closer to that Shadow Blade, and it just... you know, I like the Shadow Blade. I'm more of a fan of the Blink Yule setup, but Shadow Blade in this case, I think, is going to work out nicely.
I think there's just too many stuns to go for the Yule's play, right? You've got 3 heroes, at least, well, 4 heroes, 5. All of them have some way, in some form. And some of them are longer range, right? You've got the Concoction to throw, you've got the Spike coming out from the Lion. It's, yeah, I think he's making the right move here. I think Shadow Blade's going to give you a lot more than Yule's would. Yeah.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Actually, speaking of the Shadow Blade builder himself, he does return to the mid lane, and they just need to take this tower. Once they take the tier 1, it really opens up the map for them.
Yeah, they took the tier 1 over bottom, and that's put a lot of pressure on Notel to continue farming there, but being, you know, in a safer spot. He doesn't know where anybody's coming at the moment.
Welcome to the Radiance race lane. Of course, Alchemist should be able to win this because he's already got the recipe and is an Alchemist, but smoke coming out from OG. They feel they need to make something happen, and with SCCC pushing in the mid lane, this is the perfect opportunity. The problem is KP is here, and that Photic Shield could be all the difference they need.
Yeah, actually now KP trying to TP out. He'll stop the TP as the Hex comes through on SCCC. There is the Acid Spray laid down, and a nice vacuum with the finger. They'll take out Faith. They look for KP, but he's going to get his ulti pop. There's the Requiem being popped by SCCC, and now the turnaround from Newbee as they try to get anything they can on the side of OG. But now another turnaround from OG thinking about going in as well.
Fantastic initiation from OG. Really crucial that Jarex came around the back the way he did. They didn't see that coming because they didn't have any vision, and it is nighttime. But Newbee should have lost a lot more than they did.
Yeah, surprisingly only 1 death throughout that entire thing, and that was a nice vacuum, nice stun, as well as the finger, and that was what got them the kill. I thought they'd get more out of that, personally.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful combo. It's just you didn't really have the damage. We talked about the fact that Alchemist, it's not a mid that gives you this huge mid-game spike through abilities. You just have to farm. And that's great to an extent, but you're not going to be as present in the mid-game as a Shadow Fiend. I like this move by OG, just trying to rotate around the lanes, take as many towers as possible.
Yeah, just get a quick bump in gold.
Absolutely. And they kind of need it. Like we already said about this Alchemist, he's farming okay, but you expect an Alchemist to start pulling ahead more at this stage?
And he is, and I think that's because OG are looking to fight a little bit more as they go after Mugi. They're looking for the root. They'll throw down the Hex. Mugi getting chased back. But now there's the Rage as well as the Open Wounds onto this bear, so they'll look for possibly another 300 gold going their way.
They get it away. Yeah, it was a close call, but they got it. They broke the vision just long enough to bring it back to Notel. So that's quite nice. If they lose the bear there, it really hurts them because then Notel's movements have to be a little bit more defensive so he doesn't lose the second bear.
Yeah, going for a basher. They pick up the Radiance on the Alchemist now. So
Shadow Fiend, they're smoked up on the side of Newbee. Moving in here. Shadow Bladed up. They actually could go the wrong way. If they find Mad, they're going to be very happy, but they might settle for S4. Lurking around. I mean, they already know someone's up on the side of OG. They did actually spot out this smoke to begin with. So Newbee will know something's up because of that. And actually, OG make a move top. They'll go straight onto Mugi here. Just shred straight through him.
Now that's the kind of kill they need to take out the top of the net worth on side of Newbee, especially Notel being there as well as the Alchemist. The only thing that's a problem at the moment is, look at this pressure coming out from Newbee. Going after this tier 2 down to about half health. You've got double catapults going after it. Now you've got the Radiance picked up by Mugi. Things are looking quite nice for Newbee regardless of the fact that they're down 3,000 net worth.
Yeah, this is like we were talking about heroes like Alchemist and Bounty Hunter and how they have this weird effect on the net worth graph and how much it matters or doesn't. And Alchemist, he's going for the Blink Dagger next. This is good because they're identifying that they need to start fighting. It's not enough that you're farming and leaving Newbee to farm. Newbee are going to be better off if you just have this stalemate where you both farm.
Ooh. And Kaka in a little bit of trouble. He's under the Sentry Ward. The stun comes out from Fly.
Moved away
He's
just
still
in time.
in Viz and just out of range of that Sentry.
Yeah, they haven't got any extra detection, so they'll just back away. Even on the bot lane, though, look at this. They're trying to bait out. See if SCCC wants to make a move onto Mad here. Jarek's perfectly positioned. They just need to guard this Alchemist. I don't think he goes to this. He's pinging... I mean, Jarek's knows something's up. And they already expected it. They were trying to bait, but you're going to have to work a lot harder to trick SCC. See?
What's nice here at some point, and this is just later in the game that's going to go down, you don't have to spend the money on the Ags for no-tail. You'll just get it. And that's going to be... that Lion, too. I like it.
The Axe isn't even feeling that crucial for him right now.
No.
He's very tanky.
And it's just like, it's one of those luxuries you'll get if this game does manage to get to that ultra late game style.
So no-tail's here. The supports from Newbee are back in Abaddon, but I don't think you can really deal with them. You lose your little creep, you just have to back up. This is the thing. Lone Druid at this point is incredibly scary to Newbee. It's essentially 2 lives. We just said you've got almost 2k HP on Lone Druid. And on top of that, your bear's 3k. Honestly, lifesteal just trying to be a nuisance here.
And that Granite Golem just being a pain.
Yeah, it's like a battle of attrition. You're just trying to zone them out. You know they have to back up because if they hang around too long, they get down to like half HP. You just go on them. And speaking of things to go on, SCCC, Arax knows something's up again. And this is the thing, the Shadow Fiend keeps being missing from the map too long. And then you see Jarek's positioning every time. He backs up, he patiently waits, maybe pops down a sentry if one of his cores is there. Because he knows they're trying to get value out of the Shadow Blade right now.
They're just using this lifesteal and the Granite Golem.
It's so slow killing it.
It's Jesus. It's Vision. It's Clowny. It's ridiculous at the moment. He's going deep. Like now he's at the tier 1, but previously he was near the tier 2, just hanging out.
Oh, he's getting pretty low. He'll have to come out. Yeah, he didn't go any deeper than that. When you get that low, you could already see what's happening. OG were trying to get him to come a little bit further and then just immediately flip on him.
Yeah, they've got a lot of heroes here for OG, though. Like, it was surprising that they were just kind of standing around stationary. They don't even really defend or fight for that tier 1 tower, but now they might, as they look for the Hex that's going to come through. Faith, as well as KPR around. Kaka in a little bit of trouble, should be dead. There's the vacuum. Split Earth lands onto S4, and now they look over at KP. They get the root. Now the Unstable Concoction thrown out of the rest of the team. It's just Mad hitting away, and now sending him back as they pop that ulti. They're going to look to continue for more. The Requiem on the side from SCCC. Mugi continuing on forward as he gets the open wounds out onto S4, drops the wall, maybe possibly before he dies, but the root comes through. The finger out on Mugi. The chase is on. SCCC on the backlines, but they've got that sentry. There's the stun. They root him up. They'll get the kill.
That was a lot of work for a kill on either side, and it was a fantastic move by the side of OG. They got that initial kill, but they had to work so hard for a follow-up, right? What you saw them do is Jarek was just going to poke mid, because no team wants to lose the mid-tier 1. You want to keep up as long as possible. And as soon as he noticed there was going to be a response, that's the go sign for OG. They know that Newbee have split up. And this is the thing, this is Newbee's bigger kind of like power move that they've always been good at, is no matter where they are on the map, oh, that should be somewhere on the map. They'll find Faith in the mid lane. Jarax, he actually might be in a little bit of trouble. The vacuum through won't allow him to live. Faith barely surviving there, covered by Kaka. And that's just going to prove the point I was making, is that they always respond so quickly on the side of Newbee.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, that fight goes their way for the side of OG. Like, they get SCCC because their vision game has been on point.
Absolutely.
They're keeping sentries near on their supports at all times, just because they know that SCCC has that Shadow Blade. And he tried to get to the back lines and couldn't, because they had that sentry where they were ready, get the stun, they get the root, and then they finally kill him off.
It's even more important against Newbee because they have this kind of protect everyone lineup and style of play. You need that vision before you can be confident to go in. I think usually Mugi's the only one left alone to his own devices. Everyone else is always covering everyone, and now, Mad, he wants to cover Newbee in stuns. He throws it in, the lift comes out from Kaka though. So now they might look to turn. BKB coming out from Alchemist, needs to run. Might go towards Abaddon here. Root holding in place, KP, borrowed time is over, now he will fall. But they're not done just yet. Jarax, he does use the haze on the Mugi, which will force him back completely.
And these fights almost seem like both teams are a little bit not confident in their ability to finish these heroes off.
It's more of a respect thing.
Like at any moment the fight could just go wrong for either team.
And it's very controlled and very logical. Why push a fight too hard? You just need to get that one kill and then the Roche pit is yours. And that's so important for both teams here. You know, you've got a lot of traction on Shadow Fiend, but he needs more. Now Lifestealer leading his way into the pit. Needs to be quick here because it's about to drop. He'll be too late, and now he needs to run. Looks like it's going to be trouble for Kaka, though. He gets stunned up in place. The bear goes to work. Kaka will fall. And Lifestealer, he just wants to get out of there. Meanwhile, stun does follow through. A little bit far to chase, but Faith, he's in a little bit of trouble. S4 does catch up the surge. He has got the vacuum to pull back if need be. There's two here. Jarax, he wants the pick crush. He doesn't even have to use it quickly. The stun through. They're so well controlled. S4 backing up now. There's the use of the Requiem, and now Mad, he needs to run. Egg is popped. They will look to reset. S4, he hasn't got much to work with to save his core, but he won't need to. They decide they've blown everything that they can afford to on the side of Newbee there. But they hold.
Yeah, they quickly take the Aegis out of the hands of OG. That looked like that was setting up to be just a overwhelming fight for OG because, they've got the telekinesis out on Fly. The stun comes through, but raged up and killing off Fly will be Mugi. They had it looking like it was going perfectly. The vacuum into the wall, Slither and Crush comes out, and all of a sudden, S-Triple-C lands 3 straight raises onto Mad, blows his Aegis immediately, and that fight doesn't go as well as maybe OG would have thought it was.
Yeah, and actually, the way OG were being very patient, making sure they don't overlap stuns, you could see they felt they needed every stun, because we said about the Alk, he's doing some damage now. Well, decent amount of damage in fairness to the guy. But it's, once again, it's not the same as the power spike you get out of a Shadow Fiend in those fights.
Yeah, just S-Triple-C landing those raises and shredding through Mad like that. I was a little bit surprised, but it was honestly just a great hold from Newbee at the moment. They are starting to fall behind quite a bit, but that is just the laws of an Alchemist game, where they're down 9,000 net worth. They just have to try to sustain, work through this hard mid game, and then maybe look to fight a little bit later.
They want to extend that lead. OG, now Wayne, going to walk into KP first. Not the ideal target. They move forward trying to find S-Triple-C, but a little bit too slow. Jump forward though. Blink. They will find Faith. They'll have to leave him behind. Newbee know they can't defend him. But Jarax is chasing for more. S-Triple-C, his Shadow Blade's going to run out soon. Slardars are scary like this. I mean, he's got the blink. He's got iron shells on him most of the time. They ping onto KP. They know they've got the control to work through that borrowed time.
Now there's the corrosive haze onto KP that chases on the TP from Kaka, and that'll be over mid. So OG don't actually commit to going in just yet. And I really like this blink on Mad. It's worked wonders for him because you think that unstable concoction's gonna blow on himself, but he's got the blink, and now they're looking to continue on forward. The telekinesis comes out. There's the blink with the unstable concoction. They get the stun. Double stun coming through as well as the vacuum wall. And everybody on the backline says that's Triple C with the Requiem. Kaka goes down as well as Mugi the BKB pop by Mad. They'll take out 3. It's a double kill here for Mad, and this is Newbee falling in this fight.
And it's a fight in the same location, just all a different way around, and a completely different outcome, right? It looked good with S-Triple-C's location. The Requiem comes out, and that does reduce the damage that these heroes are doing. But by the time you actually pop that, your team already about half HP.
Yeah, it was already so much thrown by OG. By the time that Requiem came out, it was just a little bit too late. They'd kill off Mugi at that point.
It's not too bad for them, though, because they've still got 2 tier 2s, so OG can only take this one lane.
Yeah, but we've been seeing a lot of teams just go straight tier 4s.
You don't do this, not here. Not with a Lifestealer on the team for a start, unless right.
Far enough ahead where if they kill off the Shadow Fiend and the Lifestealer, they definitely could just go for it.
Yeah, but you have that's an if, a must, and a maybe in the middle of your opponent's base. I don't think OG want to risk it. They've built a good lead. They know they're going to keep escalating. They know they've got great late game. No need to rush. It looks like Jarax will be heading towards the 4-staff next, which is pretty typical pickup. I mean, you get some cute choices where some people like to build the Medallion or Solar Crest, but it's a little bit overkill in this type of game. Usually the Corrosive Haze is enough, as you can already see from the Lifestealer.
We're going to pick up that Invis, and we'll see if they go after KPs just over mid. They're kind of split up at the moment on OG, so...
They want something a little easier to kill. Yeah, it takes way too long to kill KP.
Borrowed time is just... takes too long.
But Jarax knows someone up. They did just do a D-ward.
And he's got the vision. He just showed that most of this Newbee team is here. So they might be expecting smoke to come out soon on the side of OG from Newbee.
Yeah, Jarax, like, if he knows they're stacked, like, you're right, they're probably going to smoke. So lurk around where you think they don't have vision. Maybe just break their smoke instantly, then blink away to safety. It just frustrates Newbee even more when that happens.
He's under this sentry ward, so has to be careful.
They know he's there.
Yeah, I mean, the invis ran out anyway, so
yeah.
Doesn't really matter. But AC picked up on No-Tail. Look at the farm. Look at the top 3 of the net worth at the moment. It's S4, it's No-Tail, it's Mad. And Mad's done exactly what they needed to do in this game, and that was open it up for No-Tail to get that farm.
Yeah, it really came down to the kind of rebuttal for their lanes. They knew that they were losing the mid. They rotate whatever they needed to bounce it back, and now
yeah, I think
you wouldn't even think it happened.
Telekinesis comes out on a Jerax. They'll get the quick kill.
Well, that happened.
And
Jerax is a frustration for them, right? You never want to have a Slardar lurking around. You know he's always just waiting for the jump in, and because of the sprint and having a blink, he can afford to be more aggressive. Again. They did. OG, they want to make a move even without the Slardar, but Newbee smoked up as well. They'll run straight into No-Tail here. The 4-star board, they'll find him. Nice stun through. No-Tail needs to do some work, but Mad, the stun. They'll find a kill already. Next up is going to be Kaka to drop, but Mad takes so much damage. The wall does drop, but FCCC, he gets a wrecking roll. It's pointless though, as another kill for Alchemist. He wants to run away from Moogie, pretty strong at the moment, but now he's surrounded, stunned up in place, trying to fight. Rage comes out, but he will fall. KB last left alive, but now they don't care. They'll finally focus on you and take you out. It's a team wipe. As OG, patience shown, they bait with No-Tail here, and it pays off.
I don't know if that was exactly a bait. They just ended up losing No-Tail so quickly in that fight, and it looked like Mad was in a little bit of trouble for a second, but the team comes around and does help him out, especially S4 there, and they clean up heavily. Now they're up 21,000 net worth. You go for tier 2s, you continue forward, and you just clean up the base.
I mean, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was on his phone and a pretty girl sent him a nice picture or something, but the way he was standing at the top of the stairs, that was like a smoke breaker. Usually that's where you stick a support that you want to sacrifice. But nice
Slithering Crush comes out from Jerax, and now they're moving forward with Mad. The Split Earth does land, keeping Mad in his place for now, and the Telekinesis thrown down on Fly. So they're looking for the tier 3, but they are forced back as Fable comes through and Fly able to survive.
Barely. If he didn't TP out there, I think he actually died. But he'll be fine. And they'll be happy with that. They're just applying more pressure. The lead is extending. And, you know, with these cores, because you've got 2 powerhouses in the Alchemist and Lone Druid, that previous fight where they lose Lone Druid, it's not even of consequence because Mad is still farming just as well. And that's even better, because if Mad gets 6-Lord, then he can just start passing Ags around anyway.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the first Ags come out to No-Tail. Like I said, you to have that bear all the way out there.
I mean, the river's not, like, it's going to get away with this. No, Kaka, final hit, Jerax, he's going to be dead. He doesn't even hesitate. He's like, that's enough. I'm by. I'm gone. Do you feel a need for speed? Because they did. I love Guardian Sprint, especially when Rubik steal it, or when Morphlings have it. It's hilarious to watch. But now that you've got the Sprint, what you can do is you can kind of hope for a quick roach. It's going to be up in a minute's time, and he might actually hold on to the Sprint just so that he can quickly move across for a 4-staff, Telekinesis, just reposition. It's like having a Blink Dagger in that.
Yeah, but OG are looking ready to fight. They're positioning themselves in such a way to just be ready if Newbee come up on the high ground. Rage wears out from Moogie, and now the chase is on S4 with the surge back. He's looking to maybe reinitiate here onto Newbee, looking for the vacuum somewhere. Unstable Concoction was charged up and will hit Alchemist as he's unable to throw it.
They've started against it. They're now a little bit concerned, like, does Newbee have vision of this? Because the split from Newbee was a little bit too perfect. They don't have vision. That was just instinct. The only thing they got is right up here, which wouldn't have seen Mad coming. Until it was too late.
Yeah, they're still setting up, though.
Yeah, they're just stacking on the Roche bit. They're making it very, very difficult for OG to even know when it's up.
And OG look to move forward again with that bear, just trying to grab them some vision. Newbee are ready, and now they're going to move on forward. The Telekinesis comes out onto the bear. They throw it down to the low ground. OG might want to make a move on this on the backlines. The BKB is popped, as well as the Requiem coming out from SCCC. They look over it as Moogie pops out of KP. But still, all they lose right now is faith. OG continuing on forward. There's the vacuum into the wall. 2 heroes are going to be in that as Moogie and KB get caught. Continuing on forward will be Mad. The raises from SCCC not doing enough damage at the moment. And now Moogie will get shredded by this OG side. The blink forward with the Unstable Concoction. They'll take out SCCC. 3 day, no buyback. GG called. and they will win game 1. OG are just wrecking with this Alchemist.
Yeah, no, Newbee, it's a little bit of a rough one there. They had the right idea, but they split up the fight. So they really have to situate themselves around the Shadow Fiend in those engagements. And he got jumped on by